Hello and greetings, beautiful watchers and listeners out there. We are back with our third episode of Origin Stories, the game where we explore several paths, you know, those things, ways into the world of Curseborne and the Accursed. And to my greatest delight, I'm once again rejoined with Dixie for I don't know, over a year must it be. As they. Hello, cat. Oh.
I'm like, hi everybody, I'm unmuted now. I'm so sorry. Tom could hear me this whole time, but y'all couldn't. Yeah, so sorry about the cat. It was a whole thing. But yeah, it's been like a while since we did our Changeling games. They were super fun. I love playing with you. We always have the same problem that I have with Eddie and Matthew, and that is the time zone problem, as you all know. Because it's hard to get together. Like it's nighttime for you right now, and as y'all can see by the occasional glare from my blinds, it's mid afternoon. So
But we managed.
yeah.
We cursed time. We broke a few clocks and zones and all the things, and
Mhm.
now we can have this game.
Yeah.
I'm very excited. Before we're gonna learn a few details about who you're going to play, uh, although not the family that you're portraying. I like to give this as a kind of a riddle to our
Okay.
watches
So
during the game.
lineage, but not family.
Yeah.
Got you.
Um, but before we get into that territory, I have a few things I can tell you uh, about the awesome stuff that Onyx Path does. For example, right now there is a sale going on over at Drive-Thru, the Haunted Holiday Sale with up to 50% off on a lot of spooky books like Geist, Ghost Hunters, Wraith, 20th anniversary edition, and this is my personal bias, the Chronicle of Darkness, Dark Eras books.
Hmm.
Um, the second one contains my favorite Changing the Lost setting,
Which one?
the Arthurian
Yes,
one.
yes, it's something that Megan and them really wanted to do. That was pitched a couple times. Also, every book you just mentioned, I worked on. So if you want to support this
Hmm.
stream, uh, go do it. I love Guy's Second Edition. I think it's such a cool book, and I don't think it gets enough love. I also do love the Dark Eras books. Um, Obviously, Wraith 20 was one of my early core books that I edited before I was actually like full time at Onyx Path. And that book is really long. Like I did Changeling the Dreaming 20th and Wraith 20th, and they were both like monster books.
Yes.
And also the appendix for Wraith 20th contains Orpheus, which is one of my other favorite kind of slept on games that not enough people know about. So you kind of get two games for the price of one with Wraith 20.
Yay. Also, Wraith is kind of the white whale of most people. Many know about it. Very few get to play it.
Yeah.
Okay, next one. We also have a sale on the Storyteller's Vault. And the new releases for this week are Mage 20 Bizarre Tales and Unusual Characters, both in PDF and print on demand.
And that is not a Storyteller's Vault product that just appears there because it's there. That's an official Mage 20 product that we did. I think it's a stretch goal for Victorian Mage.
I am not sure.
We have too many projects going on at any given time, so I'm doing my best here.
Okay. I actually found two more things. Studio 2 also has a sale going with dice and Monarchies of Mao books and Chronicles of Darkness screens. And last but not least, the it's actually the one that I am closest to that I can't remember, is the Onyx Path Game Night over at
Hmm.
startplaying.games. Still continues. There's still people running games, and if you just have a little bit time on your hands and you don't know what you shall do until the big New Year stuff happens, you can join a game. And this time I am not gonna run a game, but I'm pretty sure I have some Curseborne that I'm gonna do um, on Xpath game nights
Hmm.
in the future.
That's a great place to go if you want to play a game that you can't get a group together for. And not just our games either. Like Start Playing Games is amazing. And there's lots of DMs on there, lots of professional DMs, and lots of newer people. And there's a lot of games they run that are like newbie friendly. So if you're like, oh, I really want to play Exalted, but I've never found a group for it, like go to Start Playing Games. Same with a lot of our games. Like it's it's a great way to meet new people. And the cool thing is a lot of the one shot things that they do that are newbie friendly, so you can try it and you're not like committed if you're not super into it or you don't gel with the group for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Um, and there's so many DMs on there, like so many wonderful DMs. So definitely check it out.
And so far, I've been very lucky with my players there. That I also have to say.
Yeah.
Wonderful people I met. Okay, I think we are here not only for the ads, but also for an actual game. And I'd love to start by learning a little bit about who you're going to play, Dixie.
Yeah, so we're doing these origin stories. There's obviously five of us doing them because there are five lineages in Curseborne. Um, I purposefully didn't choose because I wanted everybody else to pick their favorites. So I am playing a primal. People who know me will know that werewolf, were creature type games are generally not what I gravitate toward, but I really love what we did with the primal and all the different families in them, so I could pick a kind of different one. So you know which one I'm not probably at this point, but that's all I'm gonna say. So yeah, I am playing a primal. She was not born into the family. That's something that we'll find out a little bit more about. She was recruited, possibly kind of unwillingly, into this cursed life. Her name is Lydia. She is an investigative, not journalist, but she does like maybe some journalism, but not the kind you're thinking of. Like she doesn't work at a newspaper. She's more like, deep dives into stuff, looking into corrupt people, stuff that could actually get her into some trouble. And because of that, she's probably brushed up against the accursed more than they would like. Because if she is someone who's constantly looking into bad things that are happening near her, or even in other states or countries, then she's definitely brushed up against something maybe more occult than she realizes exists.
I'm pretty sure everything that happens tonight will be completely ordinary and profane.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure. It'll be great.
Nothing strange going on here. Okay. This is the part many people usually don't see as I close my eyes and get into storyteller mode. But I'm on camera today, so okay. Welcome to Miston City. You probably haven't heard of this place. It's, as the few people who made it out of there say, somewhere on the East Coast. And it's large enough and small enough at the same time that it's kinda getting on its own, and nobody really cares about what's happening there. That's at least a good explanation. a good enough explanation for it. And Miston City has a mayor called Harrows. And Harrows is in the office for her second time. And she uh, invests a lot of money into restructuring and trying to get some actual skyline to Miston and into the finance district. And amongst her plans is a rather tall skyscraper. At least for Miston, it is. It's not comparable with the Big Apple or other cities, but it's sizable. It will make a dent into the landscape, and a lot of money goes into the construction of this building, and apparently, not all the money that goes there um, is really going into the pockets of the people it should. And so, someone with an interest in we would like to go for our tax money and the money of sponsors to go into the right directions hired Lydia um, to find out where some of these very substantial sums are going to.
Hmm.
And you are about to meet an informant. And it's late in the evening. For some reason, Miston City seems to be stuck eternally in autumn, so it's a little bit rainy. It's already dark outside. You have water puddles on the ground, and there's always this faint smell of wet, dying leaves in the air. And you are waiting in front of a food truck where they sell semi okay burgers and some fancy soda. And as you're waiting, we get our first visual impression of you. What do you look like?
Lydia is in her late 20s. She kind of dresses to blend in. She doesn't really want to be noticed. So unlike me with my green hair and my piercings and big glasses and things, she's probably just a very like nondescript dark-haired woman uh in a, hoodie or a flannel or something that would be really normal in that kind of environment. Uh Black jeans, scuffed up boots. Like she's definitely nothing's brand name, nothing's standing out. She is dressed in such a way that she hopes people will just kind of slide past her and not notice her because she's gotten a lot of good information by being unmemorable.
Perfect. Um, do you know the informant you are about to meet?
I don't think they've met in person before, but they've definitely been in contact. 'Cause
Mhm.
she would be vetting them really hardcore before she met anybody in person.
Brilliant. Do you have a name or do I have a name?
Uh, you can have a name. I always like the names you come
Perfect.
up with.
It's it's a brilliant name. They're called Mika. Mika um, also doesn't like to be too colorful, to stick out of the crowd, and so they're just wearing um, faintly black jeans, um, some probably now soggy um, Adidas shoes, and a jacket, brown, not too interesting. Um, you can tell as Mika shows up, they're used to wearing glasses. They apparently decided to not wear them. Maybe it's making them more invisible. I don't
Mm-hmm.
know. But they're apparently having to concentrate on their surroundings
Been
to
there.
get to the right person. And so they're squinting at you.
I give him a little nod. Well,
And then after getting some refreshments from the food truck, they join you. Hello?
you got the info?
Uh, yeah, yeah. I got quite a lot, honestly. Um, the hands go into the jacket pockets, and for a brief moment, a USB stick blends into existence and then disappears again. Um, I I got into some of the finance books and charts. It's wasn't that easy, to be honest. It's I I think I'm good now, but I'm pretty sure somebody followed me from the offices
Followed you to
to this.
where? To here?
No, 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 no. I went to the subway and drove to Central Hub, and there I jumped a few trains, and I think I got rid of them. It's like it was like I was walking out of the door, and they were immediately at my heels. Didn't feel great.
Lydia kind of looks around to see if anybody is watching them now, because she's concerned that he has led somebody to this spot.
You look around. There's this fine drizzle. The street lanterns are spanning dim light, and one of them flickers, and you immediately become aware of all the nooks where people could be standing in the shadows, places that are good for standing, that are good for waiting. Currently, they are free. Um, so how I fear they found my accounts. Uh, at least the one I use for regular payment. Um, can we handle money? I don't know, a different way this time.
Do you have something set up that's private, like you should? Or do you think they got to everything?
Um, I have something private. Yes, 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 you're right. I
Yeah.
don't know what's going on right now, but
I can wire you something. You know I'm good.
yeah, that would be actually great. I'm feeling very foggy.
Did they do something to you, man?
No, no.
Okay. Just you don't want to get home all right.
Yeah, I'm. I just. I'm gonna take a short tour across the city, and then I get home. It's yeah. Uh, yeah. It would be great if you could fix me something up. That would be brilliant. And
Fix something up how?
didn't you say that you wanted to? Oh God. He look. They look very disoriented right now. Um, breathe, breathe.
Maybe you should take a break from this kind of stuff for a little bit. You don't look so good.
You might be right. Yeah, yeah. It just um. Give me a second, and then they write down a account that you can send the money to.
Okay.
Wrap the paper around the USB stick and hand it over to you.
Okay. She immediately shoves it in her jacket pocket.
As you do this, uh, you notice it has a certain sticky quality, as if it's sticking to their finger, and you need to pull a little bit stronger to get it out of their grip than you expected.
She kind of like wipes her hands on her pants and she's like, I think at this point she's wondering if this person's on drugs. She's like, are you, did you take something? Like, are you, like,
No,
what
no,
is
I
this?
never take anything. It's especially if I'm doing the job. It's
Yeah, you gotta keep a clear head.
yeah, yeah, that's right. I need to keep a clear head, and the eyes just drift away. You know what? Yeah, it was great meeting you. Um, if you need anything, I'll be on break for a few days,
Yeah, you go home and take it easy.
and then they turn around, head back into the rain.
Lydia sits there for a few minutes longer so it doesn't look super suspicious before she gets up and heads back to her apartment.
As you see them walking away, um, it looks like Mika is being drawn towards first the wall, the corner of a house, then towards a big truck that's parking at the road, then a bus stop, and finally they make their way to the stairs of the subway station.
I think that Lydia's worked with a lot of weird people in her line of work. She's probably just like, that guy was definitely on drugs. And I'll, she's definitely gonna pay for whatever this is as long as the information's good. But she's not gonna work with that guy again. 'Cause he's clearly on drugs.
Yeah. So you gave them some time to disappear. You gave
Mm.
the people around you some time to forget about you. And you're heading home. Do you share your home with somebody
Mm-mm.
or
No,
do you live on your own?
she doesn't even like people coming over. She's very like she's got security on the door. She does a lot of her work from here. She's definitely she's using a VPN. She's doing all the things that she can do to stay anonymous, and that includes not having really many people know where she lives. Like she's probably got one or two close friends like who work in her same line of work that have maybe been over like in a work capacity, but she's very very much a loner. She does not she doesn't really have much of a family, so she's been on her own for a while.
How do you secure your door?
I'm gonna say she lives in an apartment because there's no reason for her to have a house. So it's probably your typical like deadbolt and maybe chain situation, the same way I do here. But she also does have like an alarm system that she arms.
Mm-hmm. You unlock your door. You hear the clink of the bolt. The the chain rings a little bit as you push open the door and you hear the click of the handle, and then you enter the room. It's dark right now. What do you like as a temperature for your room? Do you like it warm, cold?
I think she keeps it kind of cold because of the computer equipment.
Yeah, it feels cold, fresh. As the door shuts behind you, you are home. There are walls protecting you from the outside. There are your tools you can use to communicate, to set up calls as you like. It's it's a good place. How do you spend the rest of your evening?
Well, the first thing I mean she's gonna do is probably go check this information she just got. So she probably like makes a cup of coffee, maybe grabs a snack. She's not too concerned with healthy eating, I don't think. Uh, so she grabs a bag of chips or something, makes a coffee, goes and sits at her computer. She obviously has the correct stuff to like plug it in somewhere separately, so if it does have like a virus on it, it won't immediately murder all of her stuff. She's cautious.
Hmm,
She likes to
that's a
wait and see what happens.
good idea. Um, and it sounds like we're going to roll a technology and intelligence roll.
That's one of my best rolls.
Oh.
Question: do I start with any cursed dice?
You start with one curse die you're not aware of,
Right.
basically.
I just wanted to make sure because I pulled out two different dice sets on purpose. This is really my best roll. This is too many dice. Uh,
To my experience, you can't have too many dice.
and is it 8 and above or 7 and above?
It is 8 and 9 are hits, and the 10
Or
is
double
two
hits.
hits.
Yep. So 4 hits.
4 hits. I didn't declare the difficulty earlier. It is 1. Big surprise. And you're looking through the data. It looks really well compiled. Mika already highlighted a few important columns on the spreadsheets,
Hmm.
made a few annotations, side marks to connect certain payments. And you notice that a substantial sum goes to a specialist advisor who doesn't show up in any of your prior research as you researched who is actually working on the project, who is assigned certain jobs. And this specialist advisor hasn't been in there. But now they are gaining quite a lot of the funds.
Okay.
And that's a person named Senora Valles.
Okay. And I've never heard of this person before.
Mm, you got 4 hits. I think you might have heard
Okay.
of them or him. Just have to look up. Continuity is a fun thing if you have to keep track. Um, oh, I misplaced the note. Uh,
It happens.
then I have to just pretend that this is all right. Um, oh, that's even better. Um, you have heard of Mr. Wallace. He is the CEO of a local chocolate milk factory.
There's a factory just for chocolate milk. That's amazing.
Yes. Ask ask Ipsy. Um,
I will have fun comparing notes after we're all done with our sessions.
um, yeah, of course they have the hands in, or he has his hands in quite a lot of businesses apparently.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but his hallmark is this chocolate milk factory. Although there are rumors they expanding into strawberry.
Big if true. That said, I doubt he's a special advisor because of his knowledge of chocolate milk, so I'm suspicious.
Yeah, probably. Um, and you, just by chance, did you roll a curse die?
Oh, I did, and it was one of my hits actually. I totally forgot that that was a mechanic I should be telling you about. Right.
Maybe. Um,
Oops.
that's all right. Everything is all right. Tells you the software setup that you have. Everything is all right. I caught it.
You caught what? I go and look into the logs because obviously I'm not talking to it. It's not cyberpunk.
It's not cyberpunk, no. But maybe there's an interface that communicates in this way. Um, and it tells you, well, I caught this fine little Trojan and I contained it.
Can I look into it to see if it was on to like see if I can figure out where it originated from? Like, was it from my contact that I just established, who I will definitely not be working with again if he's trying to put malware on my computer, or is it something from the data he pulled?
Um, you look through the software and hardware that you have, firmware that you have at your hands, and it's it wasn't on the stick. It's actually a very strange thing.
Hmm.
Um, it's like it came into being by looking through the files and through the data. It doesn't make any sense. This must be some error. There's no reasonable explanation. This is not how viruses work.
Yeah. That's definitely one of those things where, after, troubleshooting and making sure that all of her stuff is working correctly, she'd probably end up going to some kind of weird encrypted chat for other people that deal with this kind of thing and ask if anybody's heard of this, heard of a like spontaneous virus eruption.
Spontaneous virus eruption.
That's my Rammstein cover band. I don't know what it just sounds like a band name.
Yeah, and it leads you into some very dark corners of the web. Um,
She's not unfamiliar with that kind of stuff. Like I said, she's not quite like a hacker, but she knows how to get information. So she's kind of in that gray area between like an actual good hacker and someone who just knows how to access like the dark web.
um, you find somebody who has apparently seen something like this happen, and they offer to tell you in a private chat room about it.
Sure.
Okay. The first line is um, wherever you got this from, leave it.
Leave the device it was
L-
contained on. Leave
let
what?
the entire thing alone.
Just stop looking into
Uh,
it.
yes,
It's not exactly my thing.
I know. I can imagine. I had a friend who also couldn't stop looking into this. Apparently, dove into um, he dove into some stuff about infrastructure of the city, and didn't turn out very well for him. He told me about this strange virus thing, and we had an argument about it because there's no fucking reason that this could ever happen to anyone.
That's why I'm looking into it, obviously.
And he disappeared 2 days later.
Disappeared.
Yes.
Um, hmm. I feel like she would just be automatically skeptical of these kinds of stories. Like everyone's got a story of somebody who's a friend of a friend mysteriously did whatever. Like, obviously something technologically weird happened. It's probably just a glitch. I just want to make sure it doesn't happen again. So I want to guard against it. Yeah, so she's gonna listen to this guy and gonna be like, okay, like, great. Uh, and she's gonna keep looking into it because of course she is.
Weren't you? But if you like him, I know there's no way of stopping you, so good luck.
Well, someone's got to figure this out.
If you're still around in 3 days, tell me what you found.
Oh yeah, like that videotape from the ring. I'm sure I'm very cursed.
Good. Do you
Lydia is not
spend?
nice, by the way. She's not a nice
Hmm?
person. I said,
Hmm.
she's not a super nice person. I think I have a 0 in empathy. So yeah,
Um, how do you spend the rest of the night?
probably doing as much research as she can without tripping up too much. She definitely wires Mika the money that she owes. Because even if there's a weird virus that happened, the data still seems good. And also looking into the CEO gentleman. Obviously, she's gonna start doing that. Like, I think that the whole virus thing is gonna stay kind of in the back of her head, and she'll keep poking at it. But she still has this job to do, so she's starts to look into this person and his connections and business interests and stuff. Because it's got to be
One,
more than chocolate milk, man.
yeah. Um, he actually invested in several child daycares over the last year. Also built quite a few.
Is this guy like known for being like a philanthropist who loves kids? Does he have kids? Because it's weird that he's
No.
doing all this kid stuff. Like he seems way too into like the chocolate milk thing and daycares and
There are people in the comments of the local newspaper um, theorizing about some conspiracy that he is mixing some drugs or microchips into the chocolate milk and that he is buying the daycares just to feed this chocolate milk
make his own
to the
army of
kids.
children.
Yeah. They are more reasonable approaches. Like he wants to create a closed system
Hmm.
for a new customer base, like educating the kids on chocolate milk and raising them on them, and so they will be instead of going to Apple for the chocolate milk, buy it by from him.
Right.
So
Okay.
that's the kind of things that you find.
Okay.
And at some point, it's getting very late. What do you think is your usual time to go to bed?
Oh, probably 2 or 3 in the morning. Like she's a part of her personality is based on me, and I am a night owl who will sit at my computer until 3 in the morning. As you know, because you have woken up before and found me still online. You have woken up to do your job and been like, "Why is Dixie still talking?" And I'm like, "I don't know. I'm awake." So yeah, she probably goes to bed like just before the sunrise usually, and does most of her work in the afternoon and evenings. Rare exceptions if she has to get up to meet somebody or has a deadline, but yeah, she's probably up all night.
And after some um, restless hours of sleep, a calm darkness starts surrounding you. And from this darkness, a scarlet red business card appears in front of your eyes. It shows an eye emblem on one side
Okay.
and a QR code on the other side.
And this is appearing where? I'm sorry.
In your dreams.
Oh, well, if it's in a dream, she probably scans the QR code because that's what you do in dreams, right?
Correct. And a second later, you're walking down a street. It's a busy street. It's in the middle of the day. You see the schemes and shadows of buses and cars driving by. You see people. There are definitely people because your mind tells you that they are people.
Mm-hmm.
Also, being with you on the sidewalk. And then you reach the door. You have been in front of this door several times. It has inlaid windows, a large handlebar, and um, it has a magnetic lock. And you know, the door will only open if you scan in the QR code.
Okay. Have I been in front of it several times in dreams, or it just feels that
You
way in
have
the dream?
you have been in front of it several times in your dreams,
Okay.
and also you have been there once in reality.
Ah, okay. So yeah, so in the dream, I will obviously scan the code, unlock the door. You don't really have self preservation in dreams a lot of times, so
It's the unlocking of the magnetic bolts. It's such a voluminous sound, something that rings through your environment. And then the door opens and you walk down the hallway. In reality, it contained one bookshelf. Now there are the walls are lined with books,
mm-hmm.
as is the floor and the ceiling. Everything is books, and they are covered in ciphers. As you entered this building in reality, you have been confronted with the cipher riddle. How did you solve it?
uh, as in reality, I don't know. I think she's pretty good at puzzles in general, so she probably figured it out on her own. Like paper, pen, notepad, writing down some different ideas. But she's always been good with word puzzles and ciphers and things like that. So it just took her a little bit to crack it.
You have a suspicion who invited you to this game. It's an augmented reality experience with an entire community behind it. People who leave secret messages, who have dead letterboxes, send encrypted messages via phones, and basically construct escape rooms for each other. This is your initiation to this group. And the first riddle, yeah, was okay. They tried, but this isn't really a challenge for you. So you solve the cipher code, and the bookshelf swung open and offered you an entry to the next room. In this case, in this dream, the books on your right side open up and all the pages are starting to flow around you. And a few of them start to stick in the air. And as you walk through the opening that's now for some reason existing, you see at the corner of your eye names on these hanging pages. One of them is Mika. One of them is Valles.
Okay.
One of them is Harrows. There are more, but you can't see them right now. The next room awaits you.
You didn't actually know this about me in real life, Tom, but I fucking love escape rooms and ARGs and shit. So this is like exactly my jam. I'm having like Dixie is over here with like barely contained glee. Like this would be so cool in real life. Uh, so if anybody watching sees me grinning, that is Dixie. That is not me being a character. I'm so sorry. I'm just very excited. Um, yeah. So she definitely walks. She like takes that in, walks forward. Uh, kind of I mirroring what she did in real life when this happened, but there's weird, floaty, semi magical dream things happening. So, yeah.
The next room is about pattern recognition. You have pictures on the walls, and on these pictures are faces of people. And you had to identify the right person and use their name um, as a code, as a password to
Mm.
open the next door. This room didn't give you any explanation on how the riddle works. How did you identify what you needed to do?
Um. Yeah. So I think that she kind of took in all of the pictures. Uh, definitely, checked the backs if she could, did all the stuff that you would usually do in an escape room, trying to figure out where the clues are. And if she still didn't find anything, that's when she would have started like grouping them by what the people looked like or what they were wearing. Because in something like this, you want to find the odd one out. Um, this is once again, I'm sorry, this is just straight up Dixie because I'm very excited about this idea. Uh, but yeah, so she would have just started like eliminating like if there's too many like I don't know, bald white men who all look kind of similar. She would put those to one side. And if there were too many, people wearing the same shirt or something, she would just start putting everything to one side until she was left with the only final option. One of the cool things that my character actually has an edge that's logical leap. So she's good at extrapolating from incomplete data. So she probably like that. That is something that I would expect she had before the initiation, because that's part of her job. So yeah, so you know, she just figured it out. It maybe took a little bit. It wasn't like it was super easy, but she started once she started seeing the couple like first couple of patterns, everything fell into place.
Yeah, it it was almost like music or magic as
Mm-hmm.
it started to evolve in front of you. And this time, um, you sort out the faces, and as you're finished and you're looking at the frame, it's it's the face of Maya Harrows, and her lips say tie pin,
Typing.
tie pin, or the needle you can put into a what are they called? Stupid things men have to wear in their suits.
Oh yeah,
Ties. Yes, it's called a tie.
yeah.
And
So
sometimes you put a pin in
we would
there.
call those a tie tack in
Tie tack.
for
Perfect.
Americans. I don't know. That's why I didn't know what you were talking about for a minute. Okay, I understand now. Because I was thinking Thai like Thai food for a second. I was very confused.
Mm.
So
Mm.
I was like, what's a Thai pin? All right, cool. Thai tack, got it.
And sleeping, Lydia's unconscious reminds her dream self, that Harrow's tie pin is the nickname that was given very early in the development process to the skyscraper that is supposed to be built.
Okay.
And as the picture of Miss Harrows whispers this word, the door opens. This room is different than very much different from what it was in reality.
Mm-hmm.
It's it's a room of uncertain size. It's dark, and there's only a small strip of light falling into this room, illuminating only this path that leads into this maybe center of the room.
So this is different from what it was in real life. So I'm assuming
Yeah.
that Dream Lydia will walk the path. Although she'll be peering into the darkness as much as she can to see if she can make out anything else.
The darkness, it doesn't stare back. It's it's humming. It's moving in a way. The darkness becomes more present, and you you feel how the small stripe of light that you're standing on is getting slimmer and slimmer. You you know it wants to be close. It it needs something. It's in dire need for something. And you suddenly feel hollow in your chest, in your belly. It's it's like your arms are flat, as if there's something was missing. And there is suddenly a simple question: yes or no.
Uh, Gosh, there's so many possibilities. It's like, do you want this to continue? No. Do you want this to stop? Yes. Uh, so I. She's an inquisitive person. I think she'll say yes. She'll answer in the affirmative.
Lydia wakes up. Um, you have something sticky on your hand.
Ew.
Yeah, that's precisely what it is.
She goes and washes her hands.
First off, you have to find the bathroom for that. The apartment you're in smells of cigarette smoke. I don't know. Are you a smoker?
No, she's not.
Oh, okay. At least all the blinds are closed, so there's no annoying sunlight.
Mm-hmm.
But you can hear noise from the street. It seems to be a busy day outside.
Is it my bed? Is it my bedroom?
No, it's
Oh,
definitely not your bedroom.
well, that's not great. I don't
Um,
love waking up somewhere strange that I didn't go to bed in.
there are piles of clothes. Um, you can identify the uh, on top of a pile of dirty laundry, um, a rundown Adidas shoe.
Okay. She kind of looks around. She's. Hmm. I'm assuming that she is still dressed in whatever she went to bed in.
Yeah, correctly.
So at least she's not completely freaking out about what could be happening. Yeah, she'll just open the door, figure out where the hell she is. I'll open the door with my non-sticky hand.
Um, you open the door and still it's not sticky. It's just clinging
Yeah,
to the doorknob for a second too long.
weird.
Um, you open the door and you have a living room and kitchen situation in front of you. It's probably a one room apartment that you're in right now. Um, there is a corner with a lot of computer tech. Um, there's also a giant flat screen that was probably in last 5 years ago, 10 years ago, a few gaming consoles, um, a lot of packaging for taking out food,
Mm-hmm.
and there is um, dirt on the floor.
Like a lot of it, or just like the floor's dirty.
No, there's a lot of dirt on the floor.
Weird. Is it like outside dirt or like potting soil or
Yeah,
is she
yeah, looks like this.
weird? Okay. So obviously she's looking around trying to figure out where the hell she is or whose apartment she's in, how she got here. Like is there mail or like a receipt on one of the takeout containers so she can like see a name?
Um, yeah, um, it's a name. Uh, oh, fuck it. It just says Mika.
Oh, okay. So now she's thinking that the weird guy drugged her. And somehow got her. Like she's going through all the logical explanations, and none of them are making sense. Uh, yeah. I assume does she have her phone on her or any of that, or is she just by herself there?
I think you're on your own. There's no
Okay.
phone.
All right. All right. No, my millennial answer to everything. Uh, okay, so check the computers. I mean, I'm sure they're password protected since knowing what this person does, but she's gonna check anyway. See if there's anything on, and obviously there's no sign of him. I'm assuming, no sign of Mika.
There's one door left, aside of the apartment door.
Yeah, I mean, I'll look in what I assume is the bathroom.
Yes, it is the bathroom. And it's a very small room. Um, it does have a bathtub and a curtain that's been drawn in front of it.
See, I've seen too many horror movies. No, I, yeah, she'll check the tub. Yeah.
You draw the curtain to the side, and there is and sudden eruption of movement in the bathtub as many things with tiny legs are moving around. And you see it's it's looking kind of a chrysalis, a very ugly chrysalis, roughly body sized.
Okay. First she's going to say, "What the fuck?" And probably jump back when I first look in the tub, but then I will lean over and like, is it like body shaped or just like a big husk?
Yeah,
Yeah, so
it's
obviously she's gonna try to pull it away from the facial area if that's possible.
your finger dig in, and it's a very stimulating experience. Like, for some reason, um, this material feels very natural, very welcoming.
And that's weird because I feel like I probably should be disgusted. I feel like in the back of my brain I'm like, this is disgusting. I should be disgusted. Why does this feel normal? Yeah.
And you peel away the the cocoon from the face, and you see white as wall paint skin, bluish lips,
Oh no.
yellow eyes,
Oh, okay.
not looking great.
No. And I don't think that my character would really know much about first aid or anything. Uh, okay.
There's a knock on the door.
That's also not great. I'm not supposed to be here. Uh, uh, as quietly as I can, I'll make my way to the front door and look through the. I'm assuming there's like a peephole because most apartments have those.
Um, you get a glance on the outside, and there is a woman,
Okay.
maybe in her late 40s, wearing a very comfy um, pullover, having a handbag and a jacket at her right arms, long black hair, um, waiting.
Okay. Gonna give it a minute and see if she knocks again or if she goes away on her own.
No, she knocks again, putting up a friendly smile.
Uh,
Hello?
just imagining Lydia like standing like right by the door, just like frozen, just being like, I don't. This is clearly a crime scene.
Oh,
uh,
is it?
and I don't remember how I got here, so that's also not great. Once again, I've, I've seen this movie. I've read this book. Uh, okay, so yeah, I think if the woman stays around for like 5 or 10 minutes and is clearly persistent, she'll eventually like.
She won't wait for 10 minutes. She
Okay.
has to wait for 5 minutes. She takes action.
Oh, okay. In that case, I'm going to make her wait. I am not going to let a stranger
Okay.
into a strange apartment where I just woke up with a dead body. That seems like a bad idea. But if she's going to take action, then of course that'll kick things off.
Round about the 5 minute mark, she doesn't look at the watch. She just waits, and at some point, then she decides to say, Well, if you can hear me, don't be startled. And then
Lydia has
she.
spent this time looking for some kind of defense. I'm assuming.
Hmm.
I'm assuming that Micah has a knife. Mika.
Yeah,
Like,
Mika has knives.
most people have knives. So yeah, so gonna make sure that she's at least ready to defend herself if somebody tries to put her in a weird cocoon, for instance.
And
She's
then
gonna
there's a
like go
clicking.
back to the bedroom, I think, so that she like knows where she's at.
And then you hear a clicking sound from the lock,
Oh, great.
and the door opens. As you retreat into the bedroom, it's like you feel, I don't know, some thin threads you're backing against with your back.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then she enters.
Answers.
Hello, closing the door behind her.
Who the fuck are you?
Oh, there you are.
What do
Hello.
you mean there I am? Who the fuck are you?
I'm Melinda.
Great.
Um, I'd put that down. Um, there are studies that more people are getting hurt with the weapons they pick up for a fight than an attackist weapon. So you're increasing the danger of you getting hurt right now
You
if you're
here to get.
holding to this knife.
Listen, lady. I don't know what's going on. This whole situation is real weird. And you're giving me a lecture on knife statistics. So let's skip that part and go to the part where you tell me who the fuck you are, why the fuck you're here, and what the fuck is going on.
Um, I'm not sure that this is easier for you to handle, but sure. Hi, I am Melinda. I am your mother.
Okay, now I know you're fucking crazy because I do know what my mother looks like, and it's not you. You're not my mother. My mother
That's all
died
right.
10 years ago.
Yes, your biological mother died
I don't need a
10
new
years ago.
mother. I'm almost 30.
Oh, yeah. And you've got everything handled and sorted out, as I can see.
Well, not right this
Um,
second, I don't, because there's some weird shit going down. But overall, yeah, I'm doing pretty well.
um, okay. Uh, I mean, I wouldn't have come here if I wasn't worried and didn't kind of feel guilty for bringing you into the situation. Uh,
So, are
we
you the person who brought me here?
No, I didn't bring you here, but basically set you on the course. I hired you
You did what now?
to look into the skyscraper thing.
So you're telling me that you are, and I'll say whatever email I've been corresponding with, or code
Yes.
name or what have you. Okay, that's great. It's nice to meet you in person, I guess. But why are you here? Why are you here? And why is there a dead person in the bathtub covered in bugs? What is that about?
Um, you might want to sit down for this. I like to sit down. There's probably some instant tea here around that I'm gonna cook some tea. Tea is good. Tea helps.
There's a corpse in that room, and you're gonna make tea.
Yeah, I know. And we're gonna take care of the corpse.
We
That's
we're gonna take care. Sure, sure, we're gonna take care of the corpse. Yeah, whatever. Sure, lady. She will go into the other room if Melinda goes in there to make tea, but she is not sitting. She is going to stand against a wall, like back to the wall. She's not quite ready to let go of the knife because it's just getting weirder.
Do you want to sit down on the sofa
Nope.
or do we want to go bathroom? I don't know.
No, I'm good. I can stand. I sit all day for work, as I always say. I'd really like you to start your explanation any second now. Like,
Okay. Um, all I could find was lemon, and it's the brand that has
I
by far too much sugar. But
I do not care about tea. I do not care about your beverage choice. I care about what the fuck is happening here.
um, probably something got very scared for a second and took action to protect you.
What do you mean something? What? I went to bed in my own bed in my own apartment and I woke up here. This doesn't make sense. I've never even been here before. I barely knew the guy. I met him once yesterday.
And he probably brought something into your home that could have been a danger. And we like to protect ourselves against danger.
You're here because of a
And
computer virus? Why am I?
maybe it was a computer virus. I actually don't know how they do their things, but it makes sense that it would be a computer virus,
Who is
yes.
they?
Um, Probably the people you have identified.
But yeah,
I
I mean,
send you to investigate Miss Harrow's personal prestige project
right.
to identify who has their hands in this thing.
Yeah, I know all that.
And I suspect that they are part of a special community that might lead to problems in the city. And if I don't like one thing, then it's problems for the city because I live here and I like it here and I don't want anybody to fuck around with my home city. I take this kind of personal. I spend a lot of time creating a nice environment for us all where we don't have to be afraid. And somebody apparently did make part of you afraid.
What do you keep? Okay, I'm glad that you have civic pride or whatever. That's great. Um, that said, none of that explains why the fuck I'm here or why there is a dead priest in the bathroom. And you keep saying part of me, like it's there's only one me. If I'm afraid, I'm afraid. If I'm not afraid, what are you talking about? Like I didn't
You,
wake up and run over here in the middle of the night. I would have remembered that. It's not like I was drunk or anything.
there is something, she says, and puts down the cup with the too sweet lemon iced tea and gets closer to you. There's something within you that's becoming nervous now that I'm getting closer. It doesn't like if I start to speak in intense tone. It doesn't like if I overstep this last threshold. So,
That's just me. I don't like you at all. This is all not good.
and now listen deeper, listen inside you. And she slowly reaches out with her hand to touch your arm.
Lydia holds the knife up and she's like, "Don't get any closer to me."
What will happen if I get any closer to you? Will you scream? Will you stab? Will you do something else? Just let go.
I think that Lydia is mostly all talk when it comes to this. She's never really done violence to people. So at the end of the day, she's not going to stab a lady for talking to her. Uh, but she is definitely going to stand as far back as she can and look very wary. You know, she is fully scared at this point because there's too much weird shit happening.
This is not Belinda talking. You know, she is. She's leaning a little bit more on the left. She she doesn't use her right leg. Might be because of an injury. This could be of an advantage if you want to stab.
I'm just
Take the
hearing this
right
in my
leg.
head.
It's not like hearing.
Okay.
It's more like
Like a sense.
becoming aware of this. And this might send her down to the floor, or this might, maybe need to push a little bit against her shoulder. Then there would be an opening for her neck. This would be maybe allow us to stun her. Then we would bind her hands and stop her from being able to attack us. What does she have on her? There's the handbag. That's good. There could be useful stuff in there, like a phone. Yes, phone would be helpful. We could call for help, couldn't we? Or we could find out who she really is. That would also be helpful. Maybe if she's interested in civic structure, she has important friends. Maybe we could leverage this. Maybe this entire thing could be her fault. She is now here. We could set her up. We could blame her. This is something perfect. Just get her phone. Just call the police. Make her the culprit. It's ideal.
Uh, yeah, with all that running through her head, I think that she doesn't stab her, but she does try to push her out of the way. She tries to get past her so that she
Oh,
can leave.
oh, no, 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 no. You're not. Mm-mm. Running won't bring you anywhere. And this will happen again. I promise you. Now something is
It's like
the
she
creature.
physically holding me here at this point.
Yes.
Okay. And she's much stronger than she looks, I assume.
Might be. She is not putting too much strength into it, but it's basically the way she holds herself. She's projecting a lot of strength.
Okay. What do you mean it'll happen again?
You will get scared again, and you
I'm pretty
will
scared
take.
right now, and you're not turning into a giant bug cocoon. So,
You haven't tried yet.
are you saying I did that? Because I would remember if I killed someone and wrapped them up in a cocoon.
We call it the creature,
You call what the creature?
the part of you that did this.
I I didn't do this, lady.
It's all right. We can call for police and can make DNA samples. I'm pretty sure we will find them all over this person. And
I mean, there would be some from where I tried to help him, but I found him like that.
she leans in, the lips very close to your ear. You have done this. There's something. inside of you that will do this again. And there's something inside of me that wants to do this too. But I can keep it in check. And you, as you just told me, don't. It will continue to happen in your dreams. Maybe it will happen as you're awake, then you can watch the things happening. Maybe this will convince you. It will happen again.
I think the line about dreams got her to stop fighting so hard because it's clear that this woman actually does kind of know what's going on some level.
This is luckily relatively harmless. I woke up in a meeting room.
Woke up when?
A
Today?
few years ago,
Okay.
and from what I could see, you managed to package him up. Um, one of my first witnesses dangled from the ceiling. I strapped him to various electrical cords. It wasn't too pretty.
So you're telling me that you, in the past few years, committed a mass murder that I never heard about?
Yeah,
That's insane. Why is everybody that I've been dealing with for the past 2 days actually insane?
because it's time to accept um, that there's something that changed about you. You met the creature
Didn't meet a
and you
creature.
invited it. It was lurking out there, waiting, and you offered it a place to be inside of you.
What? Do you have any proof, lady, of any of this? Like, I'm sorry. I've seen plenty
You
of
can
scary movies. I've read comics. I know what you're talking about. Like, this is not a thing that happens in real life.
um, please put away the knife. I'm worried that you actually might hurt yourself.
Yeah, I think at this point, like I said, once the dream starts, stuff happened when Lydia actually like started to believe her. She like sat down and put the knife like in front of her on a table, so she's not holding it right now. She's just got it near her.
She steps away from you. And oh, she actually closes the open window. So the noise from the street isn't as loud anymore.
Okay.
And as she turns around, facing back to you, the skin around her eyes starts to peel away. And there are more black eyes sitting beneath the two furs that they're usually there. The mouth area, the skin, the lips break up. And it's like mandibles are shoving themselves to the front. There is something going on in her back with her arms and her legs. And A second later, there is no woman anymore. It is an amalgamation of human and spider. The long black hair that's now covering her entire body. And she is staring at you.
I think I have backed myself up into the couch as far as I can, as far away from her as I can get in this small space, this small, dirty, gross space. Uh, and just absolutely in shock. Uh, she has chosen freeze of fight, flight, or freeze right now. Um, because it's the first thing that she can't explain away at all. Okay. You can turn back now. You can turn back anytime you want. Please, please.
She comes closer. Lydia,
Mm-hmm. That's me.
yes, this is you.
Uh, Not super feeling it, but
Listen, what's it telling you? What do you need to do, Lydia? What does the creature tell you to do?
um, I mean, I think the creature is telling her to get the fuck out of here. Trying to remember how that works mechanically. Um, so yeah. Sorry, I'm looking at this book is still new, y'all. I'm looking at stuff. Um, I would assume it probably wants her to transform to accept her reality.
Yes. It's the
So,
only fighting chance you have. And hope that you're faster.
okay. So, probably without really meaning to, she will shift into her wild form.
And how does that look like?
Uh, Probably kind of similar to what just happened with the other lady. Like her, it hurts. She's probably going to scream, because she's not done this before, and it's horrible if you're not ready for it. Uh, I'm not great at describing body horror. I'll throw that out there, but if you've seen like The Thing, probably something along those lines. Only the end result is a similarly large spider creature.
The room is very small,
Yeah.
and it grew even smaller to your presence. 16 eyes are intensely watching each other, observing. You can see your body in her eyes, the reflection. She moves sideways towards the door. She says, "Don't be afraid. Everything will be all right. I will protect you. We will solve this problem. You don't have to worry."
Suppose I don't have much choice.
There's a window. We just destroy the glass, go through the blends, climbing up the wall of the building. Could try throw a refrigerator at her, maybe break a leg, maybe. You feel the scheming.
Mm-hmm.
Creature wants more, needs more.
Well, what's the best way out of this?
Depends. Who is deciding, Lydia or the creature?
I feel like I'd have to leave that up to her role whether or not I could stay in control
Hmm.
because that's not easy to do, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because hmm, let's see. What should I roll for this?
Um, I'm opening up the character sheet right now because things that I can't remember is the entire skill list, for example.
I mean, yeah.
Oh, just because I'm looking at it, it might be a fun situation for survival.
Sure.
Survival and resolve, maybe?
That's not a terrible pool. Let's try it. Let's see if I can stay in control. I don't mind giving up control of characters, especially in like shorter games like this. I got one hit, not on a cursed die.
Good. You you feel. How many legs do you have?
Eight.
You feel them twitch. Your body feels strange, and at the same time it's also very natural. You you can you can feel. You can your body remembers which legs you used to throw Mika into the bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
You know which leg pushed him into the bathtub. You remember how you spun the cocoon.
Oh no. I don't want to remember all this.
The thing is, Lydia said she knows, Melinda says she knows how to control it.
Mm-hmm.
You can decide to let go of control or do something else. You are right now in the power to make this decision.
At this point, I am 1000% going to go with Melinda because I need answers. And that seems like that's the only place the answers are.
Slowly, you you shrink. The angles of the room, the sizes get back into the right dimensions. And as you look back onto your hands, they are hands again. And as you look up, Melinda is her human self again. So, my child, You are part of my family.
I wouldn't go that far.
Hmm. Well, right now, but I promise you, you will understand. We are a family. We belong to each other. We share this curse. And we help each other. I made the city our nest, and I will protect it. I will protect you, and you will help me protecting you and your siblings.
Siblings, you say? Great.
You're silent?
Oh, sorry. Siblings, you say? Great.
Yes. Right now, I need to know if we are in grave danger. I don't trust heroes. I don't trust this project. It can't just be because of money. There's something else going on, and I will know what.
I mean, you at least answer some questions for me first? Help me out a little here?
Sure.
Especially off my background because I was bleeding into it.
What is your question?
Oh no, I mean, it's gonna take a while. Can we go somewhere that isn't a crime scene?
Oh, uh, yeah. Um, I just gonna have a phone call because if there's something that I don't want, is that you need to worry. We're gonna call somebody and they're gonna take care of this mess.
Okay. I really don't have much choice here but to trust you, so.
And she leads you out of the apartment. She takes the cup with the lemon iced tea. She's also looking much more harmless in her very comfy wool pullover.
Mm-hmm.
And she takes you down the street, and as you come to a corner, she gets out her phone and calls somebody to take care of the mess. There's something that needs to disappear,
Mm-hmm.
and it will be all taken care of. See? Don't worry. We got this covered. So, um, until you get to your questions, I would love to get an idea of what they want. Um, there's a mansion where we might find some answers. Did you find out who is getting all the money?
Yes. And I tell her. Because obviously my questions are gonna be more along the line of what the fuck is happening? What am I? Who are you? How long has this been going on? You know, the like big questions. So that'll be something that will be handled off screen. So yes, I do tell her uh, about the CEO daycare mogul strange man.
I don't like if people like these get their hands on children.
No, that did seem to be a problem. I was going to look into more. Sorry, I didn't get you my report yet. I got slightly interrupted.
Yeah, yeah, I can see why. Well, then maybe, maybe we should You should ask some questions at a certain door. Um, do you think you can find the address where this person lives?
Probably. I've never had trouble finding the addresses before.
Perfect. Um, address and schedule would be great.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm gonna say we're gonna make a short visit as they're not at home. Brilliant. How long do you think you need?
That really depends on how well this guy hides. It could take me 5 minutes. It could take me a day or two. It shouldn't take much longer than that.
Brilliant.
Schedule will be a little harder, but not much. Although we did just kind of lose one of my guys, but that's okay. I know more people.
And just call me when you're ready.
Okay. Did she give me like a phone number or
And
something?
she gives you a phone number.
Okay. Which I guess I write on my hand since I don't have a phone. Like we used to do in the 90s.
Yeah. Analog phone numbers.
And having to write things on your hand because you would forget it when you got home otherwise.
Perfect. Okay. You part ways.
Mm-hmm.
And you you face a lot of resistance to learn about the schedule of Senor Valles. Um, he's a well protected person,
Yeah, I figured.
and you need a day. Um, as you finally compile your information, um, your security software once again tells you, oh, don't worry, I took care of this.
Mm-hmm.
And a few seconds later, oh, don't worry, I took care of this. Oh, don't worry, I took care of this. And more and more and more messages come in, and the pop-up windows start to blend into each other. And at some point, it just says, "Oh, don't worry, I can't take out this." And then your system uh, changes into a completely different mode.
Okay.
Your screen changes color to a deep, deep green. And there's text starting to scroll across the screen, strings of letters that don't make really sense until something inside of you says, there's a pattern. There is a pattern. And I need you to roll enigmas and cunning.
Okay. Do-do-do-do. I love the sound of dice rolling. Wow. All right. I got 4 hits on 2 dice. That's pretty cool.
Wow.
Well, sorry, I got 4 hits on 2 of my dice. I rolled 6 dice, but
Okay.
I rolled 2 10s, and I was excited about that. That's all. I just like my little. I was excited. Anyway, yeah, 4 hits.
And you realize it's an invitation. It says to come now. It says to come alone.
Where does it? Does it have an address, or is it just? I'm assuming it's coming to that room, like she told me to. Or
It doesn't give you an address.
okay. Yeah. So I'll go back to the room from the dream. I assume.
You return to that place. It still has the same lock where you need to scan the QR code.
Mm-hmm. Mm, I assume I probably would have looked around for something with that on it before I left, but I can always just knock on the door too.
Once again, the second part, please.
I said I can always just knock on the door too. Someone else can let me in.
Mm.
So yeah, I knock.
And the door unlocks. You enter the hallway with the one bookshelf there. It, the air smelled strange, like licorice and um, and burned electrical cords. And then the shelf moves to the side. You enter the room with the pictures. Um, Apparently, the last person who has been here didn't reset the
Right.
riddle. There's one portrait still hanging on the wall. It's the face of a man round about 50 years old,
Okay.
short black hair, um, not as bleak and white as Mika, but still pretty pale
Mm-hmm.
skin color, um, pencil mustache, and you think there are cables coming from his collar.
Okay. Weird. I kind of look front and back of it.
Um, Funnily enough, the password is Titec again.
Okay. So I will say the password, get through, see what's in this next room that was all dark and weird before.
You step across the threshold, and something, no, not something, it's not your instincts, it's the creature
Mm-hmm.
that tells you you have left the usual realm of reality. You stepped into something else, something that lies beyond your wall and ends before the next room begins. You are in a space that isn't meant to be there. It lingers around the borders. It, it feels so strange. Y- There's something inside you that wants to crawl up backwards the wall to find a hiding spot. You are in a place that is dominated by steel beams. Um, you see thick bundles of electrical cords going across the floor, and in the center, there is a giant computer that looks like it's from the 40s with magnetic,
Mm-hmm.
what they called.
Like reels and everything. Yeah.
Yes, yes. And a few flickering screens and keyboards. And on one of the screens, you see the face of a man, the man from the picture.
I'm trying to know how to operate a 1940s computer, but is there anything else going on about that? Like, is he? Like, I will look at the screen, but I'm not really sure. Like, I'm not gonna start pressing buttons.
He,
And unless you want to make like a tech roll to figure out if I can.
no, right now I don't think so.
Okay.
He is, he's looking um, into different directions, and as you come closer, you see that there are actually cables coming from his collar, but also some of them are leading down his neck
Mm-hmm.
as if they were coming out of his head. He is wearing a cheap business suit, and more cables come from his sleeves, and the jacket is bulging
Yeah.
as if, you know, tubes, cables.
Mm-hmm.
As you as you're coming closer to the screen, his head turns into your direction, and you see the strings of letters running up and down in his eyes. Are you there?
I'm sorry. She feels very
Are you
stupid for
there?
talking to a very old computer. Um, I don't know what's real anymore. I don't know if you're talking to me or if this is a recording.
No, not a recording.
Who are you then?
I don't know. I can't. I can't access my profile.
Your
I
pro.
don't know.
Okay. Is Melinda here? Is there something I should be doing?
Melinda. Certified. Level 1 threat. Not detected.
Level one threat. Okay. Is there something I should be doing for you? Not for you? Is where I should be going? I came here to find Melinda. I thought she wanted me to meet her.
No, she's not around. We are alone. at the moment.
Did you want me to come meet you?
Correct.
Oh, okay. So what's this about?
You're close to finding me. I need help.
What what kind of help? Who?
And then, for the first time, you feel like his eyes are actually focusing on you.
Mm-hmm.
You see that the skin is um is words.
Hey, I only speak one language, so I'm never gonna judge.
um I don't think that's the actual phrase in English, but it's streaked with circuits, like they're running
Mm-hmm.
crisscrossing, and it's the way they look, these lines look, it's he appears to be caged.
Okay.
You're close to finding me. I need you to find me. I need to get out.
Get out of where?
I don't know. It's just my position. My, you are so close to finding me. I am I am the project manager.
I I say the name that I have forgotten. Who is the person we were looking
Senor
into?
Valles.
I say, are you? She probably say Mister. Are you Mister Velez?
No.
Oh,
Name recognized. Uh accessing profile. And then um you see a bunch of data files basically exploding over the few screens that you have. And um, you see that Senor Velez is actually doing work on the skyscraper,
okay.
or better, at the infrastructure around the skyscraper. He invested heavily into the electricity network
Mm-hmm.
that's leading towards the skyscraper. There has to be some major some major lines have been needed to be installed, so the um, the tower could be supplied with electricity. Um, and for some very interesting reason, these lines connect with the daycares that he bought.
Mm-hmm. It's all connected, man. Okay.
Not my profile.
I understand that this is not you.
I think profile is lost, can't be accessed anymore.
Okay.
Maybe temporary. Can you set up a temporary profile for me?
I can try. Although if
Okay.
you think Melinda's a level 1 threat, I'm not sure why you want my help.
You're close to finding me. I can reach you. There's nobody else.
Okay.
Creating profile might give me access.
I already said I would try. You don't have to keep convincing me. Weird
Good.
computer man.
Please give me specifics. Set up a name.
Do you want me to pick a name for you? Any name?
This is a free profile with limited access. Please enter a name.
Sure. Where, where would I do such a thing?
There's a keyboard.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So she enters a name. Uh, we will name it. Let's go real simple. Temporary profile. We're just gonna call it John.
Thank you. Please enter an address.
All right. Does it have to be a real address?
Preferably, it will grant access.
Uh, okay. She enters the address that she saw here.
Once again, please.
The address of this building, as far as she knows.
Okay.
Because she just walked in, so I'm assuming that she knew how to get there.
Please enter a cent.
Enter what?
A cent.
Yeah. Petrichor.
Thank you.
One of my favorite words of all time in the English language.
I think you have to spell this out for me later.
Yeah, sure. It means the scent of earth after it rains.
Oh, that's so on point. I love it.
It's a great word.
Thank you. Temporary profile created. I hope to see you there.
See me where?
In the accessible area.
Okay.
You have to leave. I think they are on to us now.
Well, that's not good, depending on who they
This
are.
action wasn't permitted by the administrator.
Okay. Um, I think she'll probably book it out of there when that happens. You know, being careful, looking around, obviously, trying to make sure she's not followed like weird Mika, who is now dead. But you know, slipping out as quietly and unobtrusively as she can. She really
The
is good at
brilliant
blending into crowds, so
the brilliant thing is the liminality lets you go
nice,
since you did the thing
awesome. I don't know
and
what
you
I'm
return.
doing because I found out I was a were spider yesterday.
And now you made weird computer guy friends.
That's really cool.
And I think that's that's a perfect point to end our story.
Awesome.
And there's a lot more going on with Harris type
Yeah. Oh yeah.
tech, as I just learned that it is correctly called.
High tech, type of tech. Once you
Yeah.
explained what it was, I knew what you meant. It's fine. And sorry for those watching. I had to do the background thing. The sun has completely gone down over the course of the past 2 hours, and so the lighting shifted dramatically in here.
Yep.
Thank you
So
so much for running that. That was really fun.
thank you too. I think my story derailed after sentence two. And,
I don't know. It was definitely a very like it's a very me story, which I appreciate because these are things that I don't even talk that much about, like the fact that I love escape rooms and things like that. And I am very into like femme unfriendly hacker main characters. I'm a big Girl with a Dragon tattoo fan. So yeah, no, that was really really cool, and also like I I also picked this because I am a little arachnophobic, and I think it's fun because like when I'm playing the character, it's not that bad, but when you're describing someone turning into a big spider in front of me, I'm like, ooh, don't like that. Wouldn't like that in real life. I'm not like super arachnophobic. I can obviously talk about spiders. I can deal with them in video games. If I see them in real life, I don't like that at all. But yeah, I don't think Dixie would like to turn into a giant spider. So
and we did the crazy thing of talking about lines and veils
yes, yes, of course.
before the game.
Oh yeah, yeah,
So
yeah. No, like if I choose to play a were spider, clearly I'm not that weirded out by them. So, and I love the eight hands as a primal family. Now that I'm sure the audience
yeah.
has figured that out, I think they're cool. I like their whole like information brokery thing that they're all about. Uh, they're just a lot of fun. So,
Yeah.
well, thank you so much for running this, Tom. I hope people are enjoying the origin stories. We've got two left to go. Who do we still have to go as far as lineages?
We still I get to murder people on stream with the dead one.
Nice, nice, nice.
And well, we still have a hungry, so
Ooh.
it might get more disturbing from this point on. I think I slowly crept into creepy territory with the lineup now.
Yeah, that actually makes perfect sense if you had outcast and sorcerers first, and then we're going into the more classic monsters and things like that. Yeah, it'll be fun.
Yep.
Well, cool.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. If people want
And
to follow me anywhere, my social's been underneath the whole time, so you can just read that. Same with Tom. We're around. All the sales he mentioned up top are awesome. And everybody thank Tom for running awesome games. And everyone should congratulate Tom because he's working on a book with me now.
yes, I wrote thousand and another thousand of words, and they're piling up and slowly getting somewhere. I'm very,
Yeah.
very happy.
Yeah, I've got a few down myself, and I'm sure we'll be sharing drafts soon. So that's exciting. Some of
Yes.
you who have known Tom around us for a long time as a storyteller probably have noticed that his name has changed in our Discord color-wise. So it's always fun having new freelancers who are old friends. So yeah, that's
Yeah.
awesome. And we should revisit the spray park someday. You know,
I
he's a
am
lot of fun.
actually running a Spreepark campaign on Start Playing.
It's the best. Everybody should
It
play with him. Everybody. All
all
right.
seats are taken, but yeah, I am over at Start Playing Games, and I run event games from time to time.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so yeah, catch you there. Catch you on the Discord. Have a wonderful evening, and once again, Dixie, this was very much fun.
Thank you
See
so
you
much.
around.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Okay. We're gone. Yeah.